Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're zoning in on a really quite special watch, the Zenith GFJ. This isn't just, another release. It marks Zenith's 160th anniversary, and the materials we've got give us a fantastic look at why it's so significant.
Absolutely. And it's a piece that really speaks to the history of precision watchmaking.
Exactly. So if you're curious about what represents the peak of mechanical movements, or you just love seeing historical gems brought back with modern flair, this deep dive is definitely for you. We're going to unpack the history and the tech inside this one.
Yeah, and the core of it really is the caliber 135 movement. It's not just a movement, it's arguably the most awarded movement ever made.
That's the claim, right?
Yeah.
Most awarded of all time.
It is. So our mission today is to explore that legacy, see how Zenith has updated it for the GFJ, and figure out what makes this new watch tick, literally and figuratively.
Okay, let's start with that legacy. Caliber 135. You mentioned the original production run. That was mid-century.
Spot on. 1949 to 1962. Smack dab in what many call the golden era of mechanical timekeeping.
And it wasn't just ticking along quietly, was it? Those 235 chronometry prizes, that number is just huge.
It's incredible. We're not talking about participation trophies here. This was about proven superior accuracy in demanding tests.
Tests like the observatory chronometry competitions, I understand those were incredibly competitive.
Oh, fiercely competitive.
Yeah.
And Caliber 135 didn't just compete. It dominated. Think 5 first-place finishes just between 1950 and 1954. That really shows the level they were operating at.
Wow. And it wasn't just one single version of this movement, right? There were distinctions.
Correct. You had the Caliber 135, which was the commercial version you could actually buy in a watch.
Okay.
And then there was the Caliber 135O, the O standing for observatory. That one was specifically regulated and fine-tuned by their absolute best watchmakers.
Purely for winning those competitions.
Exactly. It was a non-commercial, high-performance variant designed with one goal: maximum precision to win those prizes.
Yeah.
It really cemented the 135's legendary status.
Okay, so fast forward to now. We have the Zenith GFJ, named after the founder, Georges Favre-Jacot, limited to 160 pieces.
Reference 40.1865.0135551.C200 for those keeping score at home.
Yeah, right. But it's important to stress this isn't just Zenith finding old movements and casing them up, is it?
No, that's a really crucial distinction. This GFJ uses an updated Caliber 135. It's a formal return to production, but with modern enhancements.
Which differentiates it from that 2022 limited edition they did with Corey Lane and Phillips, because those did use original vintage movements, if I recall correctly.
You do. That was a fantastic project, a true celebration using actual historical movements. The GFJ is different. It's about bringing the spirit and the architecture of the 135 back, but making it suitable for today's standards and wear.
Right. Better finishing, better performance for daily life.
Precisely.
Okay, let's get into those mechanical upgrades then. What stayed the same and what's new? I hear the basic architecture is similar.
Yes, the fundamentals are there. You still see that characteristic oversized balance wheel, great for stability and precision, and that distinctive double arrow-shaped regulator for fine adjustments is still present. It remains manual wind, and the frequency is the classic 18,000 vibrations per hour, or 2.5 hertz.
So the soul of the movement is preserved, but the upgrades?
Well, they've focused on efficiency and practicality. For instance, they've optimized the tooth geometry in the gear train.
Okay, sounds technical. What does that actually mean for the watch?
It means smoother power transmission, less friction. Think better fuel economy in a car. It helps make the most of the energy from the mainspring.
Ah, and does that connect to the power reserve? Because I read that's significantly longer now.
It absolutely does. The original Caliber 135 had about 40 hours. This new version pushes that all the way up to 72 hours.
3 full days. That's a very practical improvement.
Definitely. Much more convenient for modern wear patterns. You can set it down Friday and pick it up Monday, still running.
Nice. What else is new?
They've added a hacking seconds mechanism.
Oh, finally. So the seconds hand stops when you pull the crown.
Exactly. Allows for much more precise time setting. The original didn't have that.
A very welcome addition for, everyday usability. And what about durability? These old movements were precise, but maybe not built for daily knocks.
Good point. They've addressed that too. They've incorporated modern spring-mounted jewel shock absorbers. These help protect the balance staff, a very delicate part, from impacts.
So making it more robust for real-world wear, not just observatory conditions.
Precisely. And tying back to precision, it's also COSC certified now.
Ah, the official chronometer certification, so guaranteed accuracy.
Well, tested and certified to run within a very tight magnitude of plus 2 seconds per day range. So yes, very high accuracy confirmed by an independent body.
Impressive. Okay, let's shift gears to the outside. The case. It's platinum.
Solid 950 platinum. So expect that satisfying heft and that unique white luster that only platinum has.
And the size sounds quite classic, 39 millimeter diameter.
Yeah, 39 millimeter across, fairly slim at 10.5 millimeter thick, and a manageable 45.75 millimeter lug to lug. Should wear very nicely on a lot of wrists.
What about the finishing?
It sounds quite refined. High polished surfaces contracted with linear brushing on the case sides, plus a stepped bezel and stepped lugs, giving it a sort of traditional layered look.
Mm-hmm. And a sapphire crystal, I assume?
Domed sapphire, yes,
Yeah.
with anti-reflective coating for clarity,
Right.
and a screw-on display back so you can actually see that beautiful movement.
Nice. And the crown?
Signed with the GFJ initials. Nice little detail. Water resistance is 50 meters fine for daily splashes, not for swimming.
Okay, standard for a dressier piece. Now the dial sounds like a real highlight here. Lapis lazuli.
Yes, the central part of the dial is a slice of genuine lapis lazuli, that deep blue with the golden pyrite flecks. It's naturally beautiful.
Wow, and that's not all, is it? There are other materials.
Right, it's a three-part construction. You have the lapis center, then the running second subdial at 6 o'clock is made of blue mother of pearl.
So a different texture and shimmer there.
Exactly, adds a subtle contrast. And then the outer perimeter is a blue metal ring with a brick Eurochet pattern.
Okay, brick Eurochet. That pattern comes up again, doesn't it? I think you mentioned it on the movement, too. What does it look like?
It's an engraved pattern of small repeating rectangles, like tiny bricks. It adds texture and catches the light.
And the significance.
It's a nod to the actual red and white bricks on the facade of Zenith's historic manufacture building in La Local. A subtle but cool link to their home.
Ah, I see. Very clever. And the hands and markers.
All crafted from white gold.
No.
Faceted indices, and for the minute track, there are 40 tiny hand-applied white gold beads between the main hour markers.
40 beads. That sounds incredibly detailed.
It really speaks to the level of hand finishing involved here.
Definitely high-end. What about the straps?
It comes standard with 3 options, which is generous. You get a dark blue alligator strap, a black calfskin, and a blue Saffiano textured leather strap.
Versatile. And the buckle.
A matching 950 platinum pin buckle, also engraved with the GFJ initials, and that same brick guilloche pattern. Ties all together.
Is there a bracelet option? Platinum watches often look great on bracelets.
There is, yes. Sold separately, but there's an optional 7-row platinum bracelet. It also features the brick motif embossed on the center links and has a hidden butterfly clasp for a seamless look.
Very luxurious. Okay, stepping back a bit. How does this watch, the GFJ, fit into the bigger picture of Zenith today? They're so known for the El Primero chronograph.
That's a great question. It's definitely different. Most people think Zenith. They think high-frequency chronos, sporty designs, maybe some pilot watches.
Right. This is a time-only precious metal dress watch with a manual wind, lower frequency movement. It feels quite distinct.
It absolutely is distinct. But what it does, I think, is remind people of Zenith's other major historical pillar, chronometry, precision timekeeping.
Before the El Primero even existed.
Exactly. The caliber 135 represents that era of winning observatory trials. So the GFJ celebrates that equally important part of their heritage, just in a very refined, almost understated way compared to a big sports chronograph.
So it's showcasing a different kind of Zenith excellence.
Perfectly put. It shows their breadth.
Now, we mentioned it's limited 160 pieces. We should probably touch on the price.
Yes. The retail price is set at $49,900 US. And remember, the platinum bracelet is extra if you want that.
Okay, so definitely in the upper echelons, nearly $50,000.
It's a significant sum, no doubt. But you have to factor in the solid platinum case, the heavily reworked legendary movement inside, the intricate dial with lapis and mother of pearl, the white gold elements, the level of finishing.
Context is key, yeah. It's positioned as a piece of hot horologery celebrating a specific, very high-end part of their history.
Precisely. It's not meant to be a volume seller. It's a statement piece for collectors who appreciate that specific legacy.
So, summing it all up then, the Zenith GFJ isn't just a pretty face, is it? It's really a piece of history brought into the present.
Absolutely. It's a tangible connection to that golden age of chronometry, but updated thoughtfully for today. It embodies precision, heritage, and really top-tier craftsmanship.
And it shows a side of Zenith maybe not everyone focuses on beyond the El Primero.
Definitely. Hopefully, this deep dive gives people a better appreciation for the GFJ's significance and the incredible story of the Caliber 135 itself. It's amazing how much history and engineering can be packed into something so small.
It really is. And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? When you see how Zenith blended the historical reverence for the 135 with genuinely useful modern upgrades like the longer power reserve and shock protection, what does that tell us about keeping mechanical watchmaking relevant? Is this kind of careful evolution respecting the past but improving the present the best way to ensure these traditions resonate in, well, an increasingly digital future? Something to ponder.
A very interesting thought to end on.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.